Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Doctress Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud. Let me actually look. That's so funny. Y'all know how I was like lately. I was like, I've been wanting to go by my real name again. Um, and it was some confirmations because people, I know y'all don't mean any harm by it, but baby, y'all be calling me some names, okay? I done been called Simone. Been called Monique. I've been called it was something else, and I was like, you know what? I think that was confirmation that, tapping back in with my Monica Nicole, okay? But welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Dr. Simone. I gotta get used to it. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It is always appreciated. We about to just jump in, y'all. Listen, y'all know I got classes. Y'all know I have the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. Enrollment is going to be open. The enrollment window is going to be from the 21st until the 31st, my birthday. Okay. Enrollment is going to be open for those who are interested in joining into the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, which gives you access to, it's going to be monthly hypnotherapy, past life regression sessions, monthly guided meditations, monthly classes, monthly co-working sessions with other collective members and professionals and spiritualists, things of that nature. Oh gosh, bringing book clubs back. So all that jazz. If you've been in the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, you already know how I get down. It's a compilation of all the things that you all have expressed that you love. So be on the lookout for the details on enrollment opening up the 21st. That's in 2 days from the time of I'm recording this, okay? But this message may actually be released on that day. So it's no telling with me. I release the messages when Spirit tell me, or if Spirit tells me to. Sometimes Spirit don't tell me to release the message and it stays in the membership area. So let's get into this energy, y'all. So y'all know we were getting into the vibe of, everyone's going through some things. Everyone has something going on. Okay? Everyone has something going on. What that something is, it may be different, but everyone has something going on, right? And it's the energy of what sets apart those who make it happen and get out of it, and those who stay in what's going on. And as I was reading the comment, I started singing Bad Boy Having a Party, and it made me think about back in the day when they started doing rent parties as a way to make money and pay their bills and rent. When we think about during the 20s, when we had different depressions and things going on with the economic systems, they started, I ain't telling y'all go do no illegal stuff. Okay, I ain't telling y'all go do no illegal stuff. But they started running their own numbers and stuff, right? They started being innovative to find ways to make money, to find ways to be different and make things happen. And it's a strong energy on that's what sets those apart from those who don't get out of whatever's happening and those who do. They're innovative and they're not afraid to do. They're not afraid to fail. They're not afraid to try. They do. They're not just sitting. They're thinking, what can I do? What can I connect to? What do I have to offer? Okay? The same things when we was growing up, people would have parties and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? That started when our ancestors was getting into making rent parties and things of that nature. They would have little shindigs and get-togethers and jigs and made it fun. They provided something that the people needed. And at a time when the people were stressed out, all they wanted was to feel excitement, to feel fun, to feel calm, right? And it's something about when you're providing something that people need for their peace, their emotions, their well-being, I just heard, I can't go back. I can't go back. What is that? That's a sound on something. But everything flows because you're giving and then the receiving comes on the end. It's something about what's hidden is whoever this message is for is giving a blockage. It's like I'm getting blockage of sacral energy when it comes to between the sacral and then the doing with the sacral energy. So you may have a lot of ideas and things that come to you, or, you know, you think of like what could potentially be, but when it comes to the action or jumping out there and starting it or implementing it is where you may have gotten tied up at getting to this place, okay? And Spirit is saying it's because there is a blockage there. And you have to untie the knot. I'm seeing a knot, like I'm seeing a bloodstream in my head right now. I'm seeing a bloodstream and then I'm seeing a knot in the bloodstream. I'm hearing this is an ancestral blockage. Mindsets and habits. So, you know what this is making me think about? Last night in the Zoom session, reflection session, one of the butterflies, as we were, you know, getting ready to practice, she had shared, you know, getting comfortable with her voice by going out and beginning to record herself, recording a guided meditation and all of that, of how even that is healing, of giving herself permission to speak when you were raised up in a family where, you know, you were told to be silent. You weren't allowed to have a voice. And then it made me think about the kids that, you know, got taught too much on their report cards in school. Okay? Then we had another butterfly who had mentioned that one of her parents that taught her, you know, children are meant to be seen, not heard, which means let your work speak for you without, you know, your voice, things of that nature, right? And it's giving the vibe of how we were just talking about this in the Night Owl message that we were recording on. A lot of the collective is working on that root chakra healing from the ages 0 to 7 of things that were embedded into you that you may not remember, that may be getting in the way of your confidence, the blockage. And so as I'm seeing now this bloodstream and a knot in the bloodstream, okay? These things pass down through body, okay? These things get passed through action. And when you come from those types of spaces, even if it's just from you observing how they act and move, you can internalize those actions onto self. There's something about you officially detaching, like starting the process, because this is a process. I'm literally visual. This is a process of what I'm seeing, okay? Because it didn't get there overnight. And so the knot, you ever had a necklace tangled up with multiple chains or whatever? Okay? And you're sitting there, you got to take your time, okay? What do? You go get a safety pin or something to help you go in, get in, pull it, because you can't get in with your finger yet because it's too tight, okay? You got to find something else to start the process of getting it detangled, okay? Especially when you grew up, when a big part was to tame you. So the programming of what you have been operating in, and this is what's hidden, you've been operating in silence and don't recognize it. Who this message is for, you've been operating in silence. You can say, oh, well, I do speak up. You speak up when you get angry. You speak up when you get elevated. when your back is against the wall. You need to be able to be speaking up and doing freely because it's you. Not because your back is against the wall. Not because you got to fix something. Not because someone crossed your boundaries. Your natural energy has always been that freedom. So what's hidden is that you started the process, okay? You started the process because I'm literally visualizing a little needle going in and starting to lift up the chains to start the detangling process, right? But it's accepting your proactive voice. Okay? Something about your proactive voice. Proactive is when you're just doing. No need for a reward. No need to try to get someone's attention or let them know. No need to prove. No, just freedom. And this isn't just in talking or creating a podcast. It could be your art. It could be your favorite crafts and skills and things that you get into. What makes you different. Okay? It could be in you just trying and doing something just because it looks interesting. Just because it looks interesting. And not thinking about the fact of how your parent be like, I put you in this, I put you in this, I put you in this, and you ain't like none of them. Da-da-da-da-da. So it started getting embedded in you that you got to just stick to something. You can't try anything out because of the problem when you try out things. It's not a problem. It's not a problem to do different things. It's not a problem to have a deep love and interest for this. And then you find yourself, now you're interested in trying this. You came to Earth to experience. You came here to experience. You came here to tap into that. So when your spirit felt called to, I just heard a phone ringing. Okay. When your spirit felt called, when you felt called to do something, right? Message, okay? Somebody need to answer the phone, okay? Who told you that you can't do something different? Who told you that you have to stick to this? Who told you that you have to do it just this way? You know, if that's the case, we wouldn't have the Special Olympics. If that's the case, we wouldn't have different types of books. Once upon a time, novellas was not accepted in the literary world. It wasn't seen as being a real book. If your book wasn't over 50,000 words, if your book wasn't over a certain size, it wasn't reputable. But then now we got ebooks and audiobooks. Back in the day, that wasn't heard of. You still got some people that frown upon it. But guess what? That's what sells the most. Okay? Innovation oftentimes is going to come with scrutiny. Okay? Innovation oftentimes comes with scrutiny. Because everyone hasn't done it yet. Okay? And then they see you doing it. And a lot of times the problem is they're mad that they didn't think of it first. Whole time they're just mad that they didn't think of it first. Or that they don't have the confidence to jump out and do something different. Or try something different. Okay? And this is how people end up getting stuck in one place and unhappy. So this energy is strong on your voice. Your voice matters. And you need to believe that your voice matters, because there is still some, you started the process of the reprogramming. That's the part with the needle. Okay? That's the part with the needle. You started the process. But now you're getting to the point where a lot of it's starting to look the same. And now you can't just use the needle. You got to start moving the different, parts of the chains through. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? Welcome to the membership pool. You're not just using the needle to loosen it up anymore. You actually doing the work now. You get what I'm saying? That's what this is giving. Everything in front of you right now is a mirror of the work. So what is the mirrors that are being shown to you right now is what I'm hearing. What are the mirrors that are being shown to you? Ooh, this deck. That's what Spirit just said. Where's it at? What are the mirrors being shown to you right now? It depends on what you want to focus more on. If you're focused on, I have a reprogramming, like alignment reading. I would say that one. That one's more like a organizing type of reading. All right, what is currently being shown as a mirror to you right now that Spirit wants you to see? You be in your head a lot, baby. You be in your head a lot. It be your head. We starting off with the 9 of Swords, y'all. The 9 of Swords. Okay? So part of one of the mirrors that's being shown to you right now through your relationships and your connections is how much you create scenarios in your head. Oh. This energy is something about the scenarios that are created in your head about things, okay? Sometimes you may go to the negative first. It doesn't have to be the negative first. You can create your reality of, well, what if it goes right? The first sight of problem when it come in, that ain't the time to run. Okay? Same thing with the stock market. Yeah, the stock market is falling, but this is the best time to buy. Because in the long term, when it go back up, you'll get a bigger bang for your buck again, okay? And it's something about survival mode when you were younger. When you're in survival mode, you need a result fast. Okay? You need a result fast. So if you don't see a result fast, something got to be wrong. Something has to be wrong. Something has to be out of order. Okay? What this is giving right now, part of the mirror of what's being shown, is that just because something is not all the way noticeable right now doesn't mean that you need to go to the negative outcome of that. Okay? Sometimes our mind can take us deeper down. Well, most times can take our minds deeper down a hole. So the same way our mind can take us deeper down the hole of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. Oh my gosh. And then it this and then da, da, da. It can take us down. If this goes right, and then I could do this, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this can go. You see how it's two different paths? That's what it means to be on different timelines and different frequencies. Every day we have the option and choice of the frequency and timeline we're on. Every moment, actually. So today you can shift your frequency, and tomorrow you could be back to the other one. It's nothing different from a radio station. Today you want to listen to 103.5. Tomorrow you listen to 98.7. Okay? Every day we have to choose to maintain that frequency and keep it aligned to that place. So this is also a reminder that it's consistent work. Consistent. So something is being mirrored to you at this time to remind you of consistency. Consistency of thought. Consistency of action. Consistency of showing up for yourself. There's no feeling bad for yourself. Okay? No matter how life may look or what's going on, there's no feeling bad for yourself. Because when you start feeling bad for yourself, you're reiterating that to your brain that something's wrong with you. Is something really wrong with you? Or are you just reprogramming and realigning and re-envisioning to get in flow with your inner child and the part of yourself that, I won't even say is healing, but the part of yourself that is seeking to be heard and seen? So a lot of the mirror of what's being shown to you right now is that if you find yourself in like a cycle of thoughts or something that consistently happens, it's because in a way you've kind of programmed your mind to do that. And so, you know how they say we are what we attract? It's not saying we are exactly like that person, but it's saying that we have similarities in which what we don't like about that situation or whatever that's happening, that is also within us, that needs to be noticed and, you know what I'm saying, handled consciously. Because a lot of things of what we do it unconsciously, which means we don't really realize that we're doing it because it's just been embedded inside of us, you know? It's something that we naturally do. Like, we don't have to be told how to breathe. Okay? Our bodies, when we came out, if we came out, you know, some may have not come out with that function, but when we come out in that balance, our body naturally knows how to breathe. Our body knows how to dispel of the waste by itself. We don't have to tell ourselves, okay, I need to pee. You need to get ready to pee. Unless we forcing it, right? Okay. This is the same thing. There's habits and things that we may have had programmed in us that we've done from situations when we were in survival that we've kept. And because of it, it's embedded inside of our actions and what we do naturally. And it has to be changed. So the same way how we change a sleep schedule when our job changed. So say you're going from working third shift to first shift. You got to train your body to do that, okay? You got to train your body to get ready for that, to be prepared for that, because you were just used to going to sleep at the time that you got to be to work now. So it takes time for that to cycle through, okay? It makes me think of the vision of, imagine a glass of like juice or like red wine sitting under a running faucet, okay? And turn the faucet on so that it's running in the cup, the glass. And as the faucet of the water is running in the glass, it eventually gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, because the water is not cleansing out, but it's washing out the wine. Okay? That's the same thing of what if this is your message, that's what your reprogramming is doing right now. You're changing your gray matter in your brain. The gray matter, the memories, your prefrontal cortex is going through a total revamping right now. See how she touching on them temples? Okay. Some of you all may actually go through headaches or have like head issues, you know, sinuses. Okay. Heavy on the sinuses. Heavy on the sinuses. Now red, red wine. Heavy on the sinuses. Y'all, the death card is coming out. So what is the other hidden blockage? You have a hard time letting shit go. You may let it go physically, but you don't let it go mentally. With this death coming out, that's the blockage, transformation, endings, Pluto, okay? When it comes to endings, you don't always let it go. You hold on to it, whether if it's for an ego boost. Oh, we telling the truth, shaming the devil right now, y'all, okay? So this ego boost energy is giving, say the relationship ended, right? And you let it go. But you love to still shit on that person, or, you know, oh, I hope they life is, you know, all this. You ain't let it go yet, baby. You ain't let it go yet. Because when you let it go, you don't hope or wish anything. You don't know anything. Okay? You don't want to know. This is giving a vibe of letting the dead be where the dead is at. And that is in the graveyard. Now, this is not talking about on, okay, so some of you all may be like, okay, what about ancestral thing? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because what this is giving me, the difference between that is the fact of when you're idolizing and fantasizing and romanticizing that relationship. Okay? There's a balance of being connected without feeling like you are totally living in a past timeline and refusing to move forward from that timeline. And that's where the fine line comes in with letting the dead be where the dead is at, right? Because you have to change the perspective of how you see that energy. You have to see it as an energy. The physicalness of it is no longer the same. So it's something about, there is a situation that happened in your youth that you haven't accepted as being like done or over, or that it happened. Like you haven't let go of it. You're still holding on to this shit. A lot of you all, it's something that a parent did, specifically a mother. Something that they did, and you kind of hold on to that still. Is it saying that, oh, they're not wrong, like they're not wrong for what they did to you and all this? No, it's not saying any of that. But you see what that does when you hold on to that? You know, this is what they did to me, and this is what happened, and this is what da 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 da, right? Now you're taking on all that heaviness. It's like you got an anchor. You know, he holding this flag. Like, it just makes me think of an anchor. Sitting down, we just gonna sit here. We gonna stay here in this place, right? It's something about, humanizing why something was the way it was to be able to move forward. But you got to allow something that ended or was over or needs to be over, you got to allow it to transform. Something has not fully transformed yet. And I mean, I'm not saying what you went through and experienced wasn't hurtful or dark or, you know, so this isn't to sound insensitive. But coming from a place of healing, there is going to come a time where you're going to have to release it. You're going to have to release it back into the ocean. So that you can set sail again. Like, you got to pull that anchor back up. And that's where the death in the upright is, where you see the sun is starting to rise. Okay. So there's something big that as you know, forgive and let that go, you'll start seeing the sun rise in other areas. You'll see the transformation starting to happen in other areas because that weight is gone. Okay. Because that weight is gone. You don't have to always have the answers. And that's the 9 of Swords. Like, create the storyline that's best for your healing. That's best for your best self. So what is Spirit saying by this? You know how 2 siblings can live in the same house, have the same parents, and they have different memories and they turn out differently? You want to know why? They have different perceptions of what happened. 41. They had different perceptions of what happened. You need to change your perception of what happened. That may be that it sounds hard because you've held on to this story. You've held on to this story all this time. All this time you've held on to it. But you got to change the story. You got to edit the book. It's like editing a book. Okay? It's time to add a prequel, a sequel. You got to change the story. They didn't do that to you because they hated you. They did that to you because they had an addiction that they couldn't control. You see how you change that story? Take it off of you. Stop. Don't put the energy onto you as the victim. Put it back on them. It's their shit. It's not your shit. It's their shit. But they hurt me. You don't know. It was their issue and you were collateral damage. That's it. But guess what? You're not collateral damage anymore when you take yourself out the situation. You're an adult now. Get yourself out of the situation if you're still in it. Why are you still talking to her? That's the first problem. Why are you still trying to create something that you know is toxic and not going to be there, Pooh? At this point, you're self-sabotaging yourself. Why are you still in communication if you know on that storyline what it does to you? So you're perpetuating that. That's how. You got to change the storyline. And sometimes the storyline is that we still want to change people and make something work that has continuously shown you that it's not going to change. Only thing you can change is you. So when she tells you that she hates you, Let that be just the energy that she's holding on to. That ain't got shit to do with you. Her demon don't like you. Oh, well, she hates you. Her opinion don't fucking matter. You got to change the perception of the magnitude that you allow people to have on you. Okay? You are the most important person in your world. You are the most powerful person in your world. No one should be able to break us down to that place on how they feel about us. Because that means that we're perpetuating that. But you're still internalizing it, Pooh. Don't deny it. You're still internalizing it because her saying it, you would have just laughed it off. You get what I'm saying? So this is one of those hard lessons where it comes to transform. You got to let something die and end and create a new story. Okay? So when I think about the things that my mom did to me as a child, right? The harm's way she put me in, the things I went through under her care, I literally had to see this woman has things going on within her that she really don't understand that shit sometimes. She don't understand it, okay? Me learning neurodivergency. Very much so, I'm sure she was on the spectrum, was trying to mask, got caught up in shit, easily manipulated, and that's what got her to be. Then she was a parent, had 4 kids by 28. Okay? So I have to remove the energy and the spirit from it being on me, take the weight off. Okay? And reframe that of, she don't even understand. She don't even fully, it was programmed into her. So I can heal that by forgiving and seeing it for what it is. Me and my mama just got into an argument and I laughed when we got off the phone. Okay? Because now when I check in with her, it's just more so of a energy mother wound. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk all the time. There's no bad feelings. But the energy that I allow it to happen, I see it as like entertainment. There is nothing wrong with sending it back. It's not your energy, baby. A lot of people carry energies on them and hurt on them that they unintentionally try to get off of them to put on other people. Okay? It's a codependency. It's an energy codependency. An energetic codependency. Okay? We have to know how to remove it and see it for what it is. So when we talk about NPCs or playable characters, she's no longer a playable character in your reality. She's an NPC. You literally got to change your views of situations and your perceptions. You know, with either parent, you got to change the views and the perceptions in the manner that best works for your timeline. Okay? The choice is always ours. And when it comes to, we got to think that mother wound affects our sacral and our root, but stronger our sacral, our creation energy, our ability to do. So when we have a blockage there, it blocks our creation. It blocks our increase. It blocks our ability to start. I just heard the crazy things I do for love. The crazy things I do for love. by Sammy. I can't wait to see him in concert, child. I'm so excited. My inner child is so happy. The crazy things I do for love. Some of this stuff, it may be because of your definition of love and what you felt love was supposed to be, and how a lot of times we're brainwashed on what family is supposed to be or what family means. You know what I'm saying? You're recreating that. You're redefining that. Okay? And this could be that you see people for who they are. You know what I'm saying? Choose who an NPC and who a playable character. And some of the people who you thought was a playable character, you got to turn them into an NPC in your world. Okay? You may be needing to see how you were defining certain things may not be the best definition for it. Okay? Do it feel like this is what it's supposed to feel like? Okay? Because you can have a spiritual family that's stronger than a physical family, right? You can have someone that you meet that you not even the same blood with, and y'all like this. So know the difference. This could also be a death of perceptions in general. There's something that was seen that needs to be changed, you know. So, for example, you know how they say we typically choose partners like our parent that was that same, you know, role or gender, whatever the case is. Looking at that. So sometimes if we need help understanding our family relationships, look at our closest friendships and our love relationships and how those are. Okay? So if you are always the one trying to fix things. So most times, oldest daughters or oldest sons, they usually come across people who need help. Or you want to help. Okay? You come across people who need help. Because that wound. That lets you know that there's some type of wound that's there, a frequency blockage that may not be being paid attention to. You know, ask people what type of homes they grew up in. What did they mama do? Okay, what did they daddy do? Okay, yeah, so I've come to learn, you know, I've only had experience as the oldest, but I've come to learn that not all youngest, but a lot of youngest are people pleasers. My younger sister, she's not a people pleaser, but she is like the peace person who ain't got problems with nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, each one has a different role or something that they're connected to. You know what I'm saying? Or how they may show up. So, yeah, I definitely have learned that. But a lot of times how we connect or relate to people, it relates to the roles that we played in our birth family. Okay? So if you played the role of, you know, you weren't really listened to in the family, you may feel like in your relationships or connections or situations, people don't take your words seriously. They don't listen to you. They don't hear you properly. Okay?